Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'm going to be giving my review of the Champions League and some Europa League and Conference League matches that took place from Tuesday to last night. So let's get started. Group A started in the Champions League on Wednesday night. Bayern Munich played Manchester United, which finished 4-3. I thought United started really well for the first 20 minutes, and then after that Andre Onana mistake, it just kind of went Bayern Munich's way in a way, because they took control of the game. They were 2-0 at half time. United did get a goal back before Bayern went 3-1 up. Højlund scored his first goal for the club. Then Manchester United got another one back through Casemiro before Mathys Tel kind of finished things off before United got another one in added time. So yeah, United did start the game off well, but Bayern Munich showing once again their dominance in the group stage, and this is probably why they're going to finish first anyway. They'll win all 6 matches, Bayern Munich will. Then Galatasaray played Copenhagen, that finished 2-2. Galatasaray, a bit of a shaky start again. They haven't really been up to like their best compared to how they've played in the Turkish league since last season. Maybe it's that step up that they're not as used to because of like the teams in the Turkish league. I don't know. Molde gave them a bit of a tough running in the preliminary playoff, which Galatasaray just scraped through. And to be fair, Copenhagen have got a bit of Champions League experience as well, so they're not really a team to be undermined, let's say. So Galatasaray had to score 2 late goals within 4 or 5 minutes in the 85th and the 88th minute to get a point. So I'm wondering how will they do against the bigger teams. We'll have to wait and see. The home atmosphere will definitely play a huge part because the home stadium atmosphere is mental in Turkey. But I don't know how they're going to do. I could see them finishing 3rd, but yeah, they need to improve, I think, Galatasaray to make sure they can at least get like top 3, because I can't see them getting past Bayern, Man United. So Group B kicked off on Wednesday night as well. Arsenal returned to the Champions League for the first time since the 2016-17 season, and it was a good start for them. 4-0 win over PSV, who did beat them in the Europa League away from home last season. PSV, they won at home against Arsenal, so they were probably considered tough opponents. They did run riot kind of against Rangers in the Champions League playoff round. So I think PSV were maybe considered a walk in the park for Arsenal, and that's how it definitely played out. 4-0 win for Arsenal. Saka only taking 8 minutes for his first Champions League goal, so good for him. Arsenal will probably finish top of that group. And then also Sevilla hosting Champions League debutants Lens, who finished 2nd last year in La Liga. I was expecting Sevilla to win this just about, really, but to be fair, Lens held on well. Sevilla had to defend quite well. Interested to see how Lens do in that group, being they are first-timers. I mean, I don't think they'll be as strong in the league this season as they were last season. They lost key players like, for example, they lost Lois Openda to RB Leipzig, Seiko Fofana to Al Nassr, so it will be a bit difficult for them. But I'm interested to see how they do in the rest of the Champions League campaign. If they can get a draw against Sevilla, I'm interested to see how they can do against like Arsenal and PSV. So I'm interested to see how that goes. Group C kicked off on Wednesday night with Real Madrid hosting Union Berlin. Real Madrid left it very late to win 1-0. They took a lot of shots, Real Madrid. I think it was close to 30 shots. That's almost 4 or 5 times the amount of shots Union Berlin took. So Real Madrid obviously didn't have their shooting boots until the very end. So I think they'll definitely get 6 wins out of 6. Elsewhere, Napoli just about beat Braga 2-1. Braga made it a bit difficult for them because it only took Napoli till like 10 minutes before added time to get the winner. So it was very difficult for them. Napoli will probably get 2nd. Braga, they are a bit of a tough opponent. I'll give it to them. They have had good experience in the Europa League as well, so we'll have to wait and see how they do the rest of the group. So Benfica lost 2-0 to Salzburg. I was very surprised by this, as the red card definitely changed things, but apart from that, I thought Benfica would win this. But yeah, that red card definitely changed things in the match. Salzburg were the better team, probably. Benfica, they did play all right for 10 men, but yeah, if they had full 11 on the pitch, I think they would have definitely won the match. Inter played out a 1-1 draw with Sociedad. Not the best game, but good to see Sociedad back in the Champions League. Inter Milan, see how they do this season in the Champions League. They're obviously runners-up last season. If they can have some good home form, which I think they should be fine in the knockout stage. Group E, what an end it was to Lazio Atletico Madrid. It wasn't the best game, really. Pablo Barrios scored in the 24th minute to put Atletico ahead. Then in the 95th minute, Ivan Providel, the keeper of Lazio, joined a very small list of goalkeepers to score in the Champions League, and what a moment it was. He was born in 1994, his kit number is 94, and it was the 94th minute he scored in. Well, 94 minutes and 20 seconds, but it was a fantastic moment for Providel. It's not the most exciting group, let's be real. Feyenoord won the last game in the other game 2-0. Feyenoord obviously coming back from the Eredivisie title win. I think it'll be a very close group in my opinion. Celtic probably won't get through because their Champions League record ain't that good. So I think it's definitely down to Atletico, Lazio and Feyenoord. I'm interested to see how they do because Feyenoord can cause some trouble against good teams. So the group of death, well, that's what I think. Is obviously the group of death this season. PSG, Milan, Dortmund, Newcastle. All their matches kicked off on Tuesday night. Newcastle defended well to keep a 0-0 draw against Milan. Milan were definitely the better team, had more chances. Nick Pope was the hero for Newcastle on several occasions. PSG beat Dortmund 2-0. Good start for Luis Enrique in his first European campaign since he left Barcelona in 2017. It's always interesting to see how PSG do in the Champions League because of the kind of team they've got. So we'll have to wait and see how they do. Very tight group to call. If Newcastle can defend well like they did against Milan, well, they didn't really defend well, but Milan had a lot of chances in that game and they didn't finish them off. So Newcastle were kind of lucky not to concede. Nick Pope came to the rescue several times. So it'll be a very good group to see how it plays out for the rest of the campaign. Man City came from behind in their first Group G game against Red Star Belgrade. Julian Alvarez, what a player he's been this season. He was the capitalist for Man City in the 3-1 win, scoring twice. He was very good that game. He's been very good all season. And then Leipzig came past Young Boys. Young Boys played well. Xavi Simons starring for Leipzig in the 3-1 win. Leipzig will definitely be second place in the group. I'm interested to see how they do against Man City, as I know it's a very dead group, let's be real, but Leipzig have a very interesting team. It's probably their most interesting team in a while, to be fair, because they've replaced their departures very well. Then the final group of the Champions League that kicked off on Tuesday was Group H, Barcelona, Porto, Shakhtar, Antwerp. Barca cruised against Royal Antwerp 5-0. They'll easily win this group, and they hopefully won't be finishing third this season, and they have no Bayern Munich, so they're lucky. Porto came across a 3-1 win against Shakhtar. They'll probably finish second in that group. Shakhtar, regulars in the Champions League, but I can't see them in Antwerp going that far, although it would be great to see how they do. So moving on to the Europa League and Conference League now, some key matches from last night. Europa Conference League winners West Ham got their Europa League campaign off to a good start against Baka Topol, 3-1 win. It was an own goal from one of the Topol defenders, and then Mohamed Kudus got his first goal for the club, and Thomas Soucek added to the goal list. Ward-Prowse, what a signing he's been. He's definitely up there with Maddison for signings of the season so far. A goal contribution in every game he's been in. Elsewhere, Liverpool started their Europa League campaign with a good win. They were from 1-0 down to 3-1, so it was a tough comeback for Liverpool. Another match where they came from 1-0 down to win 3-1. They did it against Wolves at the weekend, did it again in Austria last night. Also, what a group the group Brighton is in. Ajax Marseille played at an instant classic 3-3. I'll be very interested to see how Brighton do against them, because I think they can definitely get the 3 points, although that wasn't the case last night against AEK. Another team that were a bit undermined because of the other teams in the group, but we shouldn't take them as a joke, really, because they played really well. Brighton were not too bad either, really, but we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Brighton, I was surprised with the result, if I'm honest, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Then other heavyweights in the Europa League, Bayer Leverkusen won comfortably. Roma won against Sheriff, who obviously beat Real Madrid last couple of seasons ago in the Champions League. I'd say it's up with Liverpool, Roma and Leverkusen, who's going to win it in my opinion. But yeah, Roma had a comfortable win, Lukaku scoring yet again. And then Conference League, Aston Villa, surprising defeat against Legia Warsaw. Defensive errors cost them, they need to get that fixed really. John Duran scored again, so it was an interesting match. And then Aberdeen in the Conference League, they lost to Europa League winners from 2022, Eintracht Frankfurt. So, unlucky from Aberdeen. They showed a bit of fight in them, but yeah. Rangers also winning as well in the Europa League. It's a tournament that really motivates them, really, because Ibrox in the Europa League is such a mad place to be at. And I was very surprised with the result, because Betis have had a decent start to the season. Their signings have been really exciting. Isco coming back, he's playing really well. And then Abde Azazuli, the young former Barca winger, he was active last night against the Rangers. So, very surprising result, but we'll have to wait and see how the rest of the campaign goes. Anyway, guys, that's my European Match Day 1 reaction to all the European leagues this week. I'll see you next time for the next video. Goodbye.